the search continues for a missing 13-year-old. And with Thanksgiving just ahead, AAA has an estimate of how many Kentuckians will hit the road for the holiday.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Welcome to Mountain News This Morning. I'm Neely Green here with you on this Tuesday, November 18th. The time is now 5:30. Let's check in with meteorologist Megan Dusmel for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, what can we expect this Tuesday morning?
Well, we're already starting to see some of that rain out and about across eastern Kentucky, so keep that in mind. If you haven't left already, make sure you're grabbing that raincoat. This morning we're going to see a lot of rain chances, especially for our far northern counties, which won't see too much of a break throughout the day. Here's a look at the satellite and radar again. Already starting to see some of that rain, some scattered shower chances for more of our southern counties for today. Now we will see storms popping back into the forecast this afternoon and continuing throughout the evening and overnight hours. So keep that in mind as those strong to severe storms give us heavy rainfall later today. In terms of temperatures, though, we are going to see a mixture of the 30s and 40s, 42 in Monticello, 41 in Somerset, 37 in Logan, and a little bit chillier towards Clintwood and Grundy in the upper 20s. However, this afternoon, we are going to see some of that warmth popping out, mid-60s for most of the region. But as I mentioned, our northern counties will be hanging on to that rain for most of the day, limiting the amount of warmth we can see, leading to just mid-50s for the highs for our, again, northern counties and northern cities. With those high temperatures around that 4 o'clock time frame, really starting to see those chances for storms ramping up this evening. Neely.
All right, Megan, thank you. A family lost their pets in a fire Sunday in Pulaski County. These are pictures of the scene posted by the Tateville Volunteer Fire Department. They said when units arrived, they found a barn in flames. They also said the fire started spreading to the woods. Units were eventually able to get the fire under control. The family who owned the property lost 2 dogs in the fire. One person is dead after a crash in northern Kentucky. Crews were at the scene of that crash, which happened in Boone County yesterday afternoon. It was along U.S. Route 42 near the city of Union. The coroner says at least one person was killed. No other details have been released. The Hazard Police Chief is talking about an incident last Thursday at the Hazard Walmart. An incident in the parking lot triggered a lockdown. Hazard City Police Chief Zach Miller says in the grocery pickup area, Evelyn Nichols was waving around a handgun. Police arrested Nichols and charged her with disorderly conduct, wanton endangerment, and terroristic threatening. Miller says it was a priority to the police as well as Walmart to keep folks safe.
You know, the end goal of us is to always maintain public safety. So from my point of view, it's a win-win because officers weren't hurt, the suspect wasn't hurt, and nobody within the public was hurt at that point.
Miller says it took officers 9 minutes after receiving the call to arrive at the scene, locate the suspect, and get witness statements. Law enforcement officers in Pike County are focused on cleaning up communities, announcing a recent roundup that ended with more than 10 arrests connected to drug trafficking. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has those details.
The Pikeville Police Department is focused on cleaning up the streets, targeting drug traffickers with Operation Inishis Novis.
We are widespread looking at trying to take as many narcotics off the streets. Our officers and our detectives are working tirelessly to try and just make a dent in that.
The department served 11 sealed warrants Friday, sending officers throughout the county as part of the organized effort.
There's a lot of moving parts because obviously Pike County is very large and our resources here are a lot smaller. But what we were able to do is multiple teams going out and trying to locate these individuals.
Officers say the roundup resulted in 11 arrests, some directly tied to the warrants and several connected to other crimes realized during the operation. Public Information Officer Tyson Lockridge says they seized 5 illegal firearms, located and confiscated drug paraphernalia, and successfully recovered a motorcycle, a camper, and a U-Haul trailer that had all been reported stolen.
So the effort is, yes, obviously we're trying to get narcotics, but there's so much more that kind of goes hand in hand with that. And I think that ultimately, at the end of the day, we're just trying to make the streets of the Pikeville community safer.
And while he says the day was a success, he wants the public to know the work is not over.
So we're always going to be out there trying to make good cases to be able to take these people and hold them accountable for the sale of narcotics in this area.
In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Walkridge says the success was only possible because of the coordinated effort between those working to serve and protect. The Rockcastle County Sheriff's Office, along with Kentucky State Police, U.S. Marshals, and the FBI, are continuing to search for missing 13-year-old Winter Wagner. Officials say Wagner was living with a foster family and was last seen at their home on October 14th. Rockcastle County Sheriff Shannon Franklin says they have been searching for her ever since.
The technologies that are also available to the Kentucky State Police, the FBI, and the U.S. Marshal Service have been an incredible help. So as we eliminate places each time we receive a tip or another area we can search, well, then we go to those areas, those people, and their resources.
If you have any information, you can call the Rockcastle County Sheriff's Department. A man pleaded guilty to a deadly drunk driving crash that killed a 2-year-old in Clark County. Nathan Miller crashed on US 60 in June 2023. 2-year-old Thomas Reed was a passenger and he died. Miller entered a guilty plea November 12th. He admitted to vehicular homicide under the influence of alcohol and assault with a deadly weapon. Prosecutors recommend a 20-year sentence. A pastor from Barberville pleaded guilty to lying about COVID relief money. Ray Dean Jr. got a $200,000 loan from the government in 2021. His plea deal says he put the money in his church's bank account. Dean used nearly half of it to buy a mobile home, but didn't mention the rest when he filed for bankruptcy last year. He's facing up to 5 years in prison, and he'll have to pay the money back. People are rebuilding their homes and their lives in southern Kentucky. It's been half a year since a deadly tornado ripped through parts of Pulaski and Laurel counties. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has an update.
A brand new home replacing one lived in for decades that carried memories hard to replace.
That's the good part, but you know, we had 55 years of stuff that she had collected over the years.
New homes are going up in multiple Laurel County neighborhoods after the tornado destroyed everything.
Probably the biggest challenge is you know, getting everybody together and getting them here, everybody that needs to be here at the same time.
Terry Brock says the past 6 months have been a mix of highs and lows, the highs including the many people who came out of nowhere, it seems, to help.
So I don't know who they were, didn't get no names or nothing, but we had some of the best food that there was that they brought in here. You know, it was really good.
These are brand new homes in more ways than one. Some of the homeowners are going to find out that there are new features inside these homes to have things that they've never had before.
So most of these houses are getting up to date. Everything's up to date. So it's a blessing in disguise.
Some older homes that were destroyed had problems unknown to their owners at the time.
They've lost their house, but the house that we tore down was eat up with termites.
The tornado destroyed a lot, but some people say they have gained in many other ways.
There's a lot of special people, you know, still yet.
In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Local emergency management officials say less than 10 families are living in travel trailers, and overall more than $4 million has been paid out in various forms of assistance. More than $7 million will help first responders in eastern Kentucky. Congressman Hal Rogers says funding for 2 projects were included in the package to reopen the federal government after a 43-day shutdown. Nearly $4 million will go towards a new Pikeville Police Department, and more than $3 million will be used for a new Louisa Fire Department and emergency facility. Construction on both projects is expected to take around 2 years. Some places in Kentucky are stockpiling more salt and buying new snow trucks after this past January's winter storm. Rob Allen, who is the Director of Streets and Roads with the Lexington-Fayette Urban County Government, says January's storm posed a unique challenge for their road treatment crews. The city built a new salt dome and filled it with more salt than what was used last year.
We had some additional roads added, especially in fast-growing areas like Masterson Station. The plan details our service levels. For example, if we get a 2-inch snow, what assets are deployed? If we get a 12-inch snow, what do you look for?
Officials say if you have to get to work or go to the doctor, be patient, pay attention to the forecast, and drive at a safe speed for road conditions. Thanksgiving is less than 2 weeks away, and AAA estimates 1 million Kentuckians will hit the road for the holiday. We asked experts for some tips ahead of the holiday rush. Their advice is to stay patient on the road, especially on the busiest travel days. The Tuesday and Wednesday before Thanksgiving and the Sunday after will probably have the most traffic. Lori Weaver Hawkins with AAA of the Bluegrass says you can avoid some of that traffic depending on when you leave.
So if you are driving, you want to get on the road in the morning if you can to avoid the heaviest traffic, preferably before about 11 a.m.
Overall travel is up 2% compared to last year and is slightly above pre-pandemic levels. Weaver Hawkins says that could be because of stable gas prices. In Kentucky, the average is $2.76 a gallon. In West Virginia, the Southern Hills chapter of the National Wild Turkey Federation celebrated its 9th year participating in the Turkey Hunters Care Program. The chapter distributed 1,500 frozen turkeys to local food banks around the tri-state just in time for the holiday season. They hosted a distribution event Saturday at the South Point Walmart, which is also a partner in the event.
We work with local churches, we work with food banks, we work with local schools. I mean, we got. It's a tri-state area. In fact, it ain't just one person here. And in Lawrence County, we support the whole tri-state area.
The chapter thanked local businesses that have helped this event happen throughout the years. The first trailer for Disney's Moana live-action remake is out. That and more in a look of today's Eye on Entertainment.
And we are tracking strong to severe storms later this afternoon.
When you see